Okay, good morning, guys. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you guys had a good weekend and all that good stuff. Welcome back to the stream, guys. Like I said, another stream for you. Can talk you through what's going on in the charts today and see if you've got any opportunities coming our way. Just got a trade on AUD/USD, which I'll talk you through. Reason why I'm actually going along on that trade. I posted that on Telegram just now. Giving the like on the stream, much love. Thank you for that, Lewis. Thank you for liking the stream. Again, guys, if you can subscribe to the channel, that does mean a lot and does help the channel out. But yeah, if there's any pairs that you guys want me to take a look at, or what time frames, let me know. Or if you need to trade yourself, feel free to share and we'll take a look and we'll see what's going on. But like I said, I've got a trade here on AUD/USD, looking for a swing back to the upside, back into these highs all the way up here. Again, gone along here for multiple reasons, but primarily looking at the daily chart, it looks like price is respecting this area here on the daily, holding as prior resistance here. Well, price gave us a really nice range here actually to go a bit more in depth. We had a bit of a nice range there. Price broke outside that range previously, failed to sustain itself. This time we had a nice break, and I believe this is the retest of the highs of that previous range. So I'm expecting to see a continuation to the upside. We also got a nice pullback onto this fib 50% area, which is also a nice confluence. Again, I don't really use fib too much, but it's nice to have 50% or 0.618 confluence, because it does help the trade out, and it means that you've got a nice pullback. So if it does play out, you've got a nice risk reward on your hands. So nice pullback into that 50 area there. You can see we wicked into that. We've got morning star there on the daily. So now dropping into the 4H and dropping onto the hourly, we've seen a nice high low formation here. As you can see, price was putting in these wicks, and overnight, I would like to have got into the trade a lot earlier, around about here of that candle closure there. However, again, that's at that's 5 a.m. when that candle closed, and I'll be asleep at 5 a.m. So that was really started during the Asian session, but I've entered here. It's the same as that move. I'm still expecting price to continue back to these highs. So again, stop loss might be a little bit bigger than we would like, but at the end of the day, beggars can't be choosers here. So still looking for the same move back to the highs. The risk to reward is still I think almost a 3-to-1. So it's still a healthy risk to reward. Might take a little bit longer to play out. Could be still in it by the end of the week, but if momentum comes in our direction, we could be seeing a nice swing back to the highs. So I've gone along there on AU position, just gone along on that candle, and stop loss just below this wick there, and take profit is about here. So yeah, at best we're at like a 1 to 3, which is still a really nice risk to reward, to be fair, and we're holding with that higher low. So looking for continuation. There is a possibility that we might come back and retest, which if that's the case, could look to enter another position to go long, and then same target as before, which will probably give us a better risk to reward. But yeah, if we do pull back, we'll look to add another position. If not, again, we'll see how this position plays out. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Rebecca. How are you doing? GU and EU finished along for the two pairs, but now closed trade looking for shorts. Not bad. Okay, we did see a bit of a pullback for those pairs. Pound USD, very strong reaction from those daily lows that we were expecting to see a reaction, but again, price did fly to the upside quite aggressively yesterday, and it's still looking quite bullish again this morning. So you can see prior daily lows down there going to the 4H. We spiked into those daily lows, and from that we just saw a lot of momentum. Again, DXY looks like it's taking a bit of a breather from the bullish run we've seen in the past few days or few weeks really. So it looks like we're seeing a bit of weakness in the DXY, which did help these pairs. Euro USD, AUD USD move to the upside here, Pound USD of course. I did say in my weekly analysis that I will be looking now at this area here to see how price reacts with this, because as you can see, it was once really strong daily support, very strong reactions to the upside, was holding as resistance briefly but failed to really kick to the downside. Was expecting price to move lower, but we broke back above and price shot to the upside. So now we're coming back for another retest of this area. It's going to be interesting to see how we react with this. If we do hold this, Now I do think pound USD will probably move back to the downside, because we do have to remember that we do have this bearish structure in place. So sells should be the positions that we're looking for. But yeah, if we can hold into this area, there could be a nice swing back down into those daily lows. And again, risk to reward is looking very, very nicely. So we'll see how price reacts with this. Again, it was a little bit messy previous time, but if it can be a little bit cleaner now, there could be some nice sells back down to those lows. And again, what's that? Again, about 170 pips. So there's a lot of pips to catch the downside if that does play out. So pound USD coming into a very, very key area so far. Still looking very bullish, so there's nothing there. You can see the previous hourly candle coming into that zone is very, very bullish. So there's no shorts there yet, but there could be something if we hold on to that. Euro USD for this one, a little bit messy. I'll probably rather trade pound USD than Euro USD at this moment in time. Euro USD is a little bit messy. Again, you can probably consider this price action here just to be consolidation, really, if you're going to look at it from a simplistic point of view. Price does look like it's just moving sideways and consolidating. So pound USD trending a lot more cleanly, a lot more the swings, a lot more appealing than Euro USD. But Euro USD still does have that overall downtrend. You can see on the daily chart, price overall still bearish. We had a nice break and retest of this prior low, which gave us a very strong reaction to the downside, and price did come back and test these daily lows here, failed to break through them, which is what's giving us our strength to the upside. DXY, same thing as well, failed to break through our prior daily highs, reacted with them, gave us a bearish shooting star there, and from there you can see we got the continuation to the downside. So that's why we're seeing strength. Price is rejecting those lows. Yeah, but it depends what Euro USD wants to do. Same with the DXY as well. I said on my weekly analysis, again guys, if you haven't checked that out, make sure you go do that. It's on my channel now. I said as long as Euro USD stays below this area here, sales will still be looking good for this pair. However, get above this area, then I think we'll probably see a nice clean move back to highs. You can see not a lot of resistance here, very, very big dump to the downside. We should have quite clean price action back up to those highs. So yeah, if Euro USD does take that out, then I'm expecting those highs to be hit and just see a completion of this kind of range we've got going on here. Or if we do reject this, we could see another swing back down into the lows. Again, I probably prefer to look to trade pound USD rather than euro, but if there's good price action there could be a nice trade short. So I do agree with you there, Lewis. There could be some nice shorts, both for pound, both for euro. Hopefully we can respect those areas. If not, then we see a continuation. Nice long on Euro JPY swing. Okay, yeah, I've been looking at some of the JPY pairs, and because USD and JPY do kind of move the same thing, I think if Euro USD and pound USD, AUD start to see some bullish swings to the upside, I think the JPY pairs will start to follow. Because remember, a couple of weeks ago we did see crazy momentum for these JPY pairs to the upside on the daily time frame, which is a very, very impulsive move. And the way they're pulling back now, it gives us the idea that this bearish move here is most likely going to be retracement. Again, it might not be, but from our experience, for what we see in the market, this move here is most likely to be retracement, and we could be seeing these pairs shoot to the upside again. Looking at it from a higher time frame perspective, looking at the weekly even, price is overall quite bullish here. We can expect to see continuation. So yeah, I do agree with you on that one. There could be some nice continuations coming back in. Looks like we're coming back to test this kind of daily zone here of resistance and support. You can see last time when we broke above this area, we did see a continuation all the way back to those highs. And I think if we can hold this area as support on the daily as well, there could be a really nice swing opportunity back to those highs. And it looks like price kind of doing a little bit of a double top retest of the neckline pattern. Double bottom, sorry. So you've got the push, the neckline forming here, the double bottom essentially, the push back up, and we could be seeing the retest of the neckline and then the continuation. So basically this pattern here, which is a very popular and common pattern. I like the pattern as well. Same with head and shoulders, just break and retest of the neckline. So if we can hold this and we see a big bullish engulfing candle from this area, a nice shift of momentum back to the bulls, then we could look to lower time frames and look to swing there back up, or you can look to trade it on the daily, either which way. But Yeah, I do agree with that analysis there. Just need to see if price can hold this, because we are still looking bearish on the daily, and 4H is not looking too good either. But we are coming to areas where I'm certainly not looking to sell Euro JPY anymore. I was looking to sell it back up here, didn't really get a good entry there and kind of lead to the downside. So we'll see what happens in this excuse me, in this area, and there could be some nice buys to take that along. And I see that as well for pound JPY as well. Pound JPY, again, big move to the downside, could probably just be retracement of this bullish run, coming back into a very key level of resistance over here. So we'll see what happens with price in this area. Again, not really looking to sell pound JPY anymore. I was last week, but coming into this area, I'm not too keen on selling it anymore. We could move lower, yes, but I'll probably rather look for the buy opportunity, see if we can look bullish again, and then potentially stick some longs on to take this higher. Because if we do get some nice longs, we'll be in tune with the higher time frames, which is always a nice confidence to have. And it normally means as well you can hang on to your trade a little bit further and milk it a little bit more. But yeah, pound JPY does look good as well, Euro JPY as well. However, USD JPY for me still looking very bearish, and I can still see a bit more downside for USD JPY. Again, I was looking to short this pair this week out of this consolidation, because it looks like price is finally breaking out of this. So I'm looking for the retest of this zone and then to short it back down into 112, which is this resistance here on the left. Really nice previous high that never got retested, which is definitely something to take into account. You know, normally you do see the retest of levels, and if price doesn't retest it, eventually we do come back, probably 90% of the time, to come and retest that level. So that's why I think price is heading towards now for USD-JPY. Is either going to just drop to the downside from where it is, or it will retrace for us, and then we get some nice entries. If it does just drop, I'll leave it alone. Consider that missed opportunity, or an opportunity that didn't really present itself. If we do retrace back up and see a nice rejection from that zone, then yeah, we'll be looking to get some trades in and swing that one back to the lows. And GJ longs 153, 150. Okay, yeah, we're just talking on GJ there. So 153, 150, that's around there-ish. Nice. Well, looking to see what happens at that support. For me, it's a little bit choppy, but I do agree with the analysis. You know, I'm looking to go long there as well. I'll probably wait for price to break above this kind of area of resistance here, where it's kind of having a bit of a tough time. And then I'll look to see if we can get a nice retest, and then I'll go long on that. But essentially the same trade, you just got in a little bit earlier than me. But yeah, I do agree with that analysis, and like I said, if this does play out, we could be seeing a really nice swing opportunity for a lot of the JPY pairs, really. Pound JPY, Euro JPY especially though. USD cash, is that cocky? We'll find out. USD share, I don't know. I mean, I did say, hey, what's up, William? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream. But yeah, USD CAD, I did say on my weekly analysis that I will be looking for shorts for USD CAD. The reason why I haven't looked at it too much is because the price action on the 4H is a little bit messy. That I'm not too sure what price is trying to do here. I mean, it looks like it's trying to move down, but it's having such a tough time. I'm putting all those wicks there on the hourly as well. I mean, there's no way I'm going to look to get into that. This doesn't really make any sense. But yeah, it does make sense as a sense of direction, because I'm expecting USD CAD to come back down into these lows sooner or later, if not this week, maybe next. And then I was looking at kind of this area here of resistance, which price has just about tagged into, just a wick into that area. So yeah, you can get into USD CAD shorts. It might be a bit cocky, but it probably depends where you put your stop loss. If you can put your stop loss above there, then you should be okay. If it does come back and take your stop loss, it might be having a retest or possibly breaking out. But yeah, price action is just not clean for me on USD CAD. That's why I'm not looking at the pair too much right now. Maybe you can get a clean breakout of that consolidation, come back, retest it, give us a nice lower high. That could be a nice move. we do have this trend line here that price may be breaking through, or no, it hasn't broken through yet. What we're on about, yeah. So maybe a break of that trend line as well. It depends what you want to do, how risk aggressive you are. But it does make sense of why I'm expecting price to go down. Maybe not the best of entries though. In longs on NZD CHF and NZD CAD, nice. I was looking at NZD CAD on my weekly analysis, and I was expecting NZD CAD to go up. It looks like price was holding this resistance now as support finally. So you can see multiple rejections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish rejections of that area. I was looking to go short a couple of weeks ago coming into that zone, but we broke above and the price was holding as support. So I'm expecting NZD CAD to move into these highs here next. I'm thinking this could be like a huge double bottom formed, the first low, second low. I'm expecting that to be a double bottom, and since price is holding that quite firmly, especially with yesterday's momentum, yeah, I think we have a good probability of price reaching this zone up here. So NZD CAD shorts look good. Didn't really get an opportunity to go long yesterday. I was looking at the pair, but as you can see, I'm pretty sure from, yeah, so we opened up around here, turned bullish, and then momentum over the Asian session took us to the upside. So I wasn't really awake for that, but yeah, I still expect NZD CAD to go up. NZD CHF, yeah, I'll get onto NZD in a second. And yeah, which time frame do you want me to take a look at NZD as well, Aaron? Because I don't know if you're looking for a trade in the 5 minute or something. That's why you want me to take a look at it so quickly. But yeah, I'll take a look in a second. NZD CHF, again, that was looking very, very bullish. Whereas NZD CHF, there it is. Yeah, NZD CHF looking bullish as well. Again, I was looking at NZD CHF as well for one of the pairs on my watch list. Again, a lot of these NZD pairs and AD pairs are a little bit unkind to me in recent weeks / months, because we're seeing a lot of the moves happen during the Asian session. Again, I know they do typically move in the Asian session, but in the past I've seen some really nice setups during the London and during the New York session for these pairs. But recently, a lot of the moves have been happening during the Asian session. Well, for my strategy anyway. So I'll be missing a lot of these trades here. But from a daily perspective, we've got this nice zone here, which was acting as really strong support here in the past. As you can see, quite an aggressive move to the upside from that. Bit of false breaks, was holding a resistance really nicely. Again, very, very aggressive reactions to the downside here. And then we finally broke above it, and now it's holding it as support again. So very strong close to the upside there, nice bullish engulfing, and I'm expecting to see NZD CHF fill the range back into these highs. Possibly you might see NZD CHF push into these highs not too long, because from a high time frame point of view, it looks like price might be getting ready to turn bullish. This looks like the impulsive move. This looks like to be kind of like a long retracement, and now price could be getting ready to turn bullish again. So I wouldn't be surprised if price does make its way to those highs up there. But with that bullish close there on the daily, it's looking good to go along. So quite a high probability chance of price pushing into those highs up there. So yeah, looking good for those longs on the NZD CHF and NZD CAD there. Yeah, hopefully you can see that NZD strength continue. But yeah, I'm expecting NZD CHF, NZD CAD, NZD USD, those pairs to be going up. Same with AUD as well, really. Thank you, Lewis. Yeah, if you can give the stream a like, much appreciated, guys, if you are enjoying the content, and subscribe if you haven't done it already as well. You're short on NZD. Okay, well done on Euro Pound. There was some nice selling opportunities early on in the week for that one. You're short on NZD. Not sure to do with it. What time frame have you got short on for NZD? Because again, coming into the week, I was thinking price may come back and retest this area here, this prior resistance here on the daily, come back and test that, which is not too far away from. The only thing about NZD is is that I'm expecting all the other NZDs, NZD CAD, NZD CHF, NZD USD to be heading to the upside. So the chances are, if I'm correct with those longs, the chances are NZJPY will go up as well. So that's why I'm a little bit skeptical with that one, going short on it. It did make sense to go short last week. However, this week I'm not too sure, kind of leaving the pair alone. Yeah, we are putting in these lower highs still. Price looks like it's holding a bit of a trend line here in the market. Hasn't really tested it yet, to be honest. Yeah, we could, at best, I'll probably say a push to 80, a nice psychological level. Previous high on the daily never got retested. If this does play out, I'm probably looking at a push into 80. I wouldn't bank too much, confidence on that, just because NZD is looking so strong elsewhere. But of course, if I'm wrong on that, then we could see this move happen to the downside. So if you are in profit, you said you're in profit, so yeah, I'll probably get your stop loss to break even, or maybe take some partials off just to ease your conscience, ease your mind, have less stress in that position, and then just hold the position and see what happens. At the end of the day, if it stops you at break even, you haven't lost any money. If it moves a lot into your direction, you can help bank a lot of percentage on your account. So yeah, I'll probably say bank some profit now, and then move stop loss to break even, let the rest run. That's probably the safest and best option, really, long term. Some trades, yes, will stop you out at break even, but the trades that just fly off or just continue will bank you some nice profit in the long run. But of course, it's your account. You can do what you like to do. Good morning. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Bitcoin, yeah, sure thing, Patrick. We'll take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Yeah, we saw Bitcoin fly to the upside. Wow, set some new highs, 68k, crazy stuff. Again, I did say in my weekly analysis that there will be some nice longs for this one at this area here. I think when I was actually analyzing the market for Bitcoin during the analysis I did on the weekend, I think we were trading around here, and I said nice bullish engulfing candle there, which we did have. Then you can look to go long. I don't look to trade Bitcoin, but that would have been a nice entry there. I just analyze the market. I like to keep up to date with it. I don't actually trade it, but there was a nice opportunity there because price was just failing to break through. And then I did also say a break and retest of this level would be good, but we just broke through that. There was no retest whatsoever. So yeah, Bitcoin past these highs here. I'm expecting 70k next kind of round number where there could be some profit taken coming through. So yeah, I'll probably expect to see price push into 70k. It might retrace, yes, because this is a very, very impulsive move there on the hourly. You can see not much retracement, but this is a very, very, very bullish market. So I'm not banking on price retracing. That's definitely not the move to look to take in this sort of condition. So we do have this high here. Price has not retested. So if you are looking to get involved with Bitcoin, I'll probably say break and retest of that. Slightly risky because it's just so exposed, where price could dip below and manipulate and all that stuff. But if there's good price action, there could be a nice opportunity. And I'll probably just look to push that into 70k because I think there might be some profit taken there. Long term will still probably go up, but I probably wouldn't put a long-term trade at that area. Price would most likely come back to your entry price if you were to do that. But a better opportunity, I'll probably say, is wait for the break and retest of this. Again, we do have a lot more resistance here. 1, 2, 3. Probably a stronger level to buy from. So if you do dip below this and come into this level, that would be a nicer place to look to get long. Maybe even test a trend line or so. We'll see. Maybe not. And then yeah, let's go long. But yeah, Bitcoin onwards and upwards for this one. I think 70k next, and then maybe 100. Maybe you might just do a madness and just fly off to 100. Who knows? But I think this one is destined to the skies, really. Do I think DXY is still bullish? We'll take a look at the DXY. DXY is not looking too good. I do have to be honest with you. DXY yesterday had a, not yesterday, sorry, Friday, last week Friday, had a really nice bearish shooting star here on the daily at that previous high. So when I did see that, I was expecting to see a little bit of DXY weakness. Again, not so much that where we are right now, but I mean, it depends how you're looking at the DXY, because overall, yes, DXY is still bullish. We're still making higher highs and higher lows. If you're looking at more of the immediate price action going to the 4H, price is not looking too good for the DXY. It looks like price is coming back into this area here. It might react with this and see some upside, but we could just, react into this level, form a bit of a head and shoulders there, and see a bigger move to the downside, which I think could be likely, because we've got 3 strong rejections at this level now, and each time we reject it, we've seen a lower low. So you can see that the first rejection formed a low into this area, second rejection gave us a low into this area, and third rejection we could see even lower low, and at that point I think we might reverse. On the daily chart, DXY is still in this channel here, coming into the upper region of it. So you can see price has been respecting this channel quite nicely, and it could be time for price to come and have a 4th test of this lower trend line. So you can see we've had numerous tests of the higher trend line, the outside trend line, but coming into this level here, we've had some nice tests, 1, 2, 3, and we thought potentially we're going to come for the 4th, but we didn't. We reversed, come back into that resistance, but it's still on for a move into this area if price wanted to do so. So if price does break through that low, potentially the neckline, if you do form that head and shoulders, then we could be seeing price really start to drop for this one, and we could be seeing quite a big move to the downside for the DXY, because we are coming into weekly resistance as well. We're going to the weekly time frame. As you can see here, really strong weekly resistance, which we just about wicked into last week, and that could drive us to the downside. You can see previously when we're here, massive move to the downside. So it's not the best place to still be bullish on the DXY. Yes, it is still a bullish market, but it's coming into that area where you don't really want to be looking at too many, long in Euro USD, basically too much, too aggressively. If you are looking to get short, I'll probably say for Euro USD, the safest bet is just look to see if you can get a nice reaction off that level. If we do, I'll say short back into those lows then, and probably take profit. Probably wouldn't look to push further than that, just because we might pull back again. But yeah, DXY is still a bullish market, but it could reverse, especially with what we're seeing right now, strong moves away from this level. So maybe if that head and shoulder does form, there could be some nice shorts there, or longs on your USD forming. But we will have to see. Get below this, might be a break and retest and continuation, but we'll see how price reacts with that level, see how Euro USD reacts with the level it's trading at, and then we can base our decisions from that. But yeah, DXY is a little bit tricky. I'm not bullish on DXY, I'm not bearish on DXY. I'm just waiting to see what price gives me over the next day or so, maybe a couple of days. I also want to see how price reacts with a couple levels, what kind of structure we get, and then I can, make a more confident and more, more confident bias of where I could see price going, and actually, put some capital at risk for that move. So right now, I'm a little bit torn. We'll wait for price to develop for me to make a better decision. Maybe by tomorrow, and then I could tell you where my bias is. But at this moment in time, not so much on the DXY. I mean, I would like to see DXY continue to go down, because I am in the long for AUD/USD, looking for a push back into highs, 0.75500. So I am in long for this one. Again, I just got long in this morning, looking for a push back into highs. So again, if USD does come down, then it does help this trade out a lot. But yeah, I'm expecting AUD and NZD strength to be coming to the markets coming days/week. Yeah, I'm going long on this one. Price might come back for a retest here, and if that is the case, I'll look to get in to a second entry. Of course, if I do get some confirmations, and then yeah, I'll be looking to trade this into those highs. So we'll see how this plans out. Obviously DXY coming down will help the trade out. If it does go up, then we might be looking at price breaking down to these lows here, which I'll probably look to get along at as well, but we will see how it plays out. Euro NZD, yeah, sure thing, Melvin, we'll take a look at that. Euro NZD, okay, I haven't traded this pair in a while actually, so let's see what we got going on here. So Euro NZD, I'll start the daily time frame just to see what's going on. Okay, so taking out these lows, have we come back for a retest? Yes, we've just about come back for a retest of that low there. Price is just about wicked into it, so we could be seeing some continuation to the downside. Again, NZD expecting some strength there, so we can see price push on further. Price looks like it's really failing to push on, create higher highs here, so I'll probably say there could be some more shorts coming in for Euro NZD. We do have this low here, which price is just about breaking back above, so I'd say if you are looking to get short, probably wait for price to break back below this, and you could see some nice shorts back down into those lows there, maybe some lower lows, depending, you know, where you want your targets and stuff. But as long as price is above there, we might see potentially another test of that daily resistance up there. If we hold this as support, we've broken above on that 4H candle. This candle hasn't really done much yet. If it comes back for a retest and continues, then we'll probably see another test of this level here, which again could be some nice shorts off. Or if we just dump to the downside again, the retest of that, and I'll probably say we'll probably sell off. And yeah, NZD is looking quite strong now, so that potentially could happen. But again, if not, we might see another retest of that level. So see what happens at that level. You can probably drop to the hourly and get a tighter entry, a better stop loss, something like that. See how this candle, you know, reacts with this. If it does pull back up and then the next candle closes bullish, that could be a nice confirmation. Or if you just shoot to the downside, probably wait for a retest, and then you can see some nice continuations back down to those lows. So yeah, what happens with that level could determine what price does. It's the prior low here, which did give us a move to those highs previously, so you know, if we do hold it again, we could potentially see that move. But if it doesn't hold, then we might be coming back to lows for Euro NZD. I hope that helped. Do you think you should get into Euro shorts? Not now. I'm looking for price to come a little bit higher first for Euro USD, probably come back into that level. You can see price previously is pushing to that level a lot deeper, so I think we might push into that level a little bit deeper first. And again, I don't like the price action here for Euro USD. It's push, start, pullback, push, potentially could be another pullback, and there's a lot of wick rejections in that area there, which does imply that momentum with the bears is not completely there yet. I do want to see a little bit more for Euro USD there. We could be having a break and retest of this prior high and could send price up again. So I probably either want to see a nice bearish candle coming through this, or price pushing it up one more time, retesting that, and then giving us a bit of a double top, and that could be a nice short confirmation. Again, gonna have to see what's going on with the DXY to see if, you know, that is also lining up and correlating with the Euro USD to get short. But yes, we're in a nice area where shorts do look good, so we have to wait for some price action, some confirmations, and then yeah, we could be getting a nice short opportunity for this one. Sure, no problem, Patrick. Happy to help. US 30, 4H daily short thing. US 30. Okay, let's start fresh. Okay, so I'll start on the daily like usual. Okay, so US 30 is still looking very, very bullish here, you know, taking up those prior highs. Price probably most likely is going to be coming back for a retest of this high here soon. It really has been, you know, shooting to the upside, so I potentially could be seeing that move happen. Of course, we're still bullish now, so not necessarily looking for that move right now. Price is still pushing up, seems to be losing a bit of momentum. You can see if this wick here, it pulled back as well, so it is showing some sign of exhaustion there on the daily, and we could be looking for a pullback soon, or a deeper pullback, because we have been showing pullbacks here on the 4H. We could be looking at a deeper pullback soon. Onto the 4H time frame, price is still, pushing strong. Obviously failing to take out that resistance there on the left, which is what's giving us the wicks on the daily. So potentially we could be seeing price maybe come down. We didn't really retest this level here, so we could be seeing a push back into 36,160 and come and retest that and just fill the range to the downside. We've got some exhaustion signs on the daily, and obviously price is failing to break through this. So I'll probably say wait for another 4H close to see what happens at this level. So if this candle pushes onto that, and then see what happens with the next 4H candle. If we push back down and close nice bearish engulfing, I'll probably say that's a nice confirmation that we could go into lower time frames, look to tidy up that entry, and we can go short. Or maybe, if we come into this level, you can probably squeeze a trade on the hourly, if pushing into that and we see a nice rejection, that'll probably be a nice double top there, and then we could see some short-term sells back down into this low here, and I'll probably look to exit the trade completely there, because we are still very, very bullish. We might break through, and that bigger retracement I'm talking about on the daily could happen, but again, better to be safe than sorry in the market. So yeah, if we can reject that again, there could be some nice shots down the double top. If we just break through, then price might just be wanting to continue to some new highs. But we're coming into 36,500, which is a nice level. We broke through 36,500 should be the next level we look at for price to stall. So it is stalling right now. So if you can keep this up, then yeah, there could be some nice shorts. Breakthrough, then we might be trying to work our way to 37. But yeah, watch what happens at this level here. Nice bearish engulfing, could be a nice short back down to those lows. If not, and we storm through, then yeah, price might be looking like it's gonna head off to 37, or it might just be doing another false break as well. We could, that could definitely happen. So yeah, I'll probably say watch out for shorts. But yeah, if not, price most likely will still continue. But we're getting some signs in the daily that price is running out of energy. But we'll see how that plays out. So yeah, I hope that now has helped on the US 30. I'll say on the daily there. Well, it was on the daily, but I hope that analysis helped. Now there is a few pairs that I do have my eyes on. USD CAD, so I have my eye on that one, but again, it's not the cleanest of price action for that one. US 30, do have my eye on this one. Again, not the cleanest price action for this one. Looking for US 30 to continue this bearish trend here and see another leg to the downside. I do have kind of this weekly bias for US 30, which does look like it's good to play out, but obviously we'll see if that happens. I'm looking at primarily this resistance here and this support here, and price just to play the range, because we had a nice resistance here, nice support. Price was stuck in those levels, broke to the downside, failed to really kick off, broke back above, filled the range to the upside. False break again, fill the range, false break again and fill the range, slight false break, I'm expecting it to fill the range back down into these lows. So simply just keep on doing what it's been doing for the past, I don't know how long, probably a year actually, well, over a year actually. So yeah, I'm expecting to see US 30 push back down into these lows here, 0.902600. So I'm expecting to see that continue back down into that level. Daily chart is a little bit choppy though, because again we're moving sideways, and plus we do have this daily support here, which might cause a nuisance. But essentially, if we can hold this trend line here, I think we do have a good chance of price moving to go and hit that weekly target down there. So maybe if we can get a break of this kind of neckline, if you can treat that as a neckline, not really, but break of that support essentially, and then retest that, there could be some nice shorts there to take that lower. So yeah, that's what I'll be looking for US USD CHF. Again, for this trade to work out, we do need to see some US dollar strength, so I would imagine DXY needs to continue to drop. If the XY doesn't drop, then this most likely will try and break through that trend line. It won't break through that support. We'll try and break through the trend line and see some upside. And I'll probably still be looking to take that swing back down to that weekly zone, but I might wait a week or so for price to settle, and then see how price is looking after that. But yeah, essentially US 30 looking for shorts on that break and retest. See if we can get underneath that level and then take some shorts to the downside. So that pair is on the watch list, but again, we do need to see that break and retest before I do look for any entries. It's way too choppy to look for entries there, and again, it's a little bit difficult to get anything really. So we'll see if we can get the break and retest, and we might not actually get the break and retest. We could just break to the upside. That can be completely wrong as well. So do need to take that into account. But yeah, USD CHF is on the watch list. Also on the watch list, Euro AUD for some shorts. I've been looking at Euro AUD. It's been on a massive downtrend for I don't know how long, but you can see it's been dropping. I'm still expecting further downside back down to these lows, which you kind of just missed. I thought price was just going to continue make that straight drop, but it's pulled back now. But it's pulled back into a really nice area of value. You can see if we look left, really strong support, strong resistance, and going to be acting as resistance there again. You can really see some wicks forming there on the daily, so we could be seeing a really nice continuation to the downside. Again, if that does play out, there's a lot of pips to catch, and that's probably about 350 pips. Again, I'm not looking to trade that whole move, but again, if I can catch 100 pips of that move, very nice. So I'm looking to see, because it's a little bit choppy here, if we can get below this level here on the 4H and kind of get like a head and shoulders form. If I just delete that daily zone, we know the daily zone's there, don't really need it on the lower time frames. So we've got this kind of zone here which price has been showing really nice signs of rejection from previously, as you can see here, also slightly over here as well, but recently we've broken above, and now we're using that as support, which is not what I want to be looking at if I'm looking to get short on this pair. So I'm waiting for price hopefully to see if it can break back underneath this level, retest this, and then go short from there. I'll probably just look to trade it back down to those lows, and that'll probably give us a really nice head and shoulder setup with the left shoulder there, the head here forming the neckline with the break back in, the retest on that same level, and then yeah, we'll look to go short and take it back down to those lows, all the way here, 1.53600. So we'll be looking at that. Again, a bit of aggressive getting into shorts on the right shoulder, because it might not actually be the right shoulder. It could be price wanting to continue, but because of the way price is moving, the way that level is situated, it does look like a good probable trade. And if we do come back to retest the neckline, I will look to add a second position if I can, of course. So yeah, Euro AUD shorts are looking good, but I do want to see price break underneath that zone, retest it, and then go short. So yeah, Euro AUD is on the watch list for that. So USD and Euro AUD, I'm both kind of waiting for the break underneath and then the retest. Again, this is another AUD pair, and I'm trading AUD USD right now. So again, I don't really like to get into the same currency in two different trades. So hopefully I can get AUD USD to break even first, because of course if Euro AUD does take a move to the downside, we do need to see some Euro weakness and some AUD strength. So hopefully my AUD USD long trade that I've got on now can see a nice move to the upside, being some healthy profit. Now I can get that to break even, and then I'll look to stick on the Euro AUD position. But if not, and AUD USD still messing around, I probably won't take that opportunity, or might just reduce my risk, because I don't want to be in this same position twice, because if something happens, I'll likely lose both positions when I could just lose one, and save some percentage. Yeah, that GU drop was a very nice drop. I was looking to get into that move, not last week, probably 2 weeks ago. I was looking to get into that move to the downside. I wasn't looking to trade it all the way to those lows. Obviously, there's a possibility price was going to move to those lows, just simply following the structure of the market. You can see how price is moving. you know, most likely it was going to head to those lows. But again, that's not really my trade. I was just looking to catch this swing to the downside here, which was still 140 pips. Of course, it was double to 100, 300 if you held it to those lows, but I was just looking for that push. Again, was looking for that break and retest, which failed and price flung to the upside. Then we never got that retest, so didn't manage to get into that trade. But again, you know, congrats to them. That's a great trade, 300 pips. Very, very big drop there. You can still see more downside or more upside. Again, it's not really us to worry about what other people are doing, really, because that's how, you know, stuff gets, you know, really, really bad if you start comparing yourself to other people. Because, you know, never know, there's people who caught the 300 pips trade, they might have had, you know, 4 or 5 years experience in the markets, and, you know, how could you compare yourself to, you know, someone with 5 years experience if you've only got, you know, 5 months? So there will definitely be trades that you catch for 300 pips if that's the sort of trading you want to get into. Again, that's no day trade, that's definitely, you know, a big swing trade for that one. But yeah, there's definitely more opportunities out there for you to catch 300 pips, and obviously you don't have to catch 300 pips. You can always catch 50 pips or 100 pips. But yeah, that would have been a really, really nice trade, and we potentially could see an even another 300 pip drop if this bearish trend does continue. You know, we could see a continuation and see some new lows, maybe testing some of these psychological levels there as well. So we'll see how price reacts with this area. Again, this would be a nice area to get short, provide daily support, now turn resistance. So if we can hold this, we might be seeing some nice shorts develop there. Similar with USD, if we can hold this as well, we could be seeing some nice shorts back down. Again, might not be 300 pips, but still decent move. 78 pips there to the downside if we can get some shorts up there. So still looking for EUR/USD to come back and retest that level, simply because I'm not happy with the price action here. Again, nice impulsive move, retracement price action there. Again, another impulsive move, but the move back down wasn't very convincing. You can see those wicks there, price is coming back into this region. There's a possibility price might push back into those highs up there. So I'm looking for EUR/USD to give me that double top, show me a bit more rejection, give me a nice impulsive candle close. You know, something like this, really strong close to confirm, yes, the sellers are now in control. And you've got a high probability chance of price moving in your favor. Maybe not the whole way through the whole trade, but, you know, at least maybe to get your trade to break even, so you can bank some profit and just secure whatever happens. So we'll be waiting for a bear entry confirmation on this one. We might get a retest, we might not. Pound USD, again, the previous candle on pound USD is just a little bit too bullish for me, so I'm not looking at getting short at pound USD just yet. Again, very, very bullish push. I'm not a fan of that. So, you know, even though we do have a bearish candle from that zone, price might push a little bit, retest resistance here on the left, which is now going to be support, and push back to the upside, and again just get into a trade for no reason. So we'll wait to get some strong confirmations on pound and euro, and then yeah, we'll look to see if we can get any trades. If not, we might push on, because again, you know, DXY is still a little bit you know, I'm still a little bit two-minded with this one. You know, I can see price coming down, but then I can see price continuing up. So we'll wait for DXY to clear up, and then yeah, I can be a little bit more confident getting into those EUR/USD shorts and pound USD shorts, or I could be waiting to get into some longs if we get above this. If we get above this, we'll look for the break and retest into that level, and same with pound essentially as well. Get above that daily zone, you know, the long option will look very, very good as well. So yeah, currently still in AUD/USD. We'll see how this position takes. Again, this is not a quick position that I'll be looking to get in and out within a day. Again, this might take the whole week. But again, as a swing trader, you know, that's perfectly normal. So looking for that swing to the upsides, holding that key support there on the daily, and also the psychological level of 0.74, which is a really nice confluence. It's pulled back to the 50%. Now I'm looking for the continuation. Again, first area where I'll be locking in some profits, or maybe a stop loss to break even, depending how price is moving. If we get there and then profits, I'll try and exit all the way up at those highs in 0.75 500. So in that long there, if you do come for the retest, I'll probably give out another signal to go along as well, because essentially this trade is still valid as long as we stay above 0.74. If we do come for the retest, it's probably just price retesting it just to continue on, and then we'll look for another entry. If not, and price just breaks through, then obviously that trade failed, and I'll probably look to see what happens with that support down there. So currently in that long, I'm still expecting AUD strength. I've gone through a lot of the NZD pairs, and I'm expecting those pairs to be continuing to go up, and same for AUD as well. AUD CAD, I'm expecting price to go up. Not the best pair. NZD CAD is probably a little bit clearer to trade, but I'm expecting AUD CAD to go up. You can see we have this really nice head and shoulders here. Again, if I just draw that in for you guys, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, broke through the neckline to the upside. Now price has come back to retest that neckline. I'm expecting to see another swing back into these highs here. I'm not expecting to see anything crazy for AUD CAD, simply because if I zoom out for you guys, you can see we do have a bit of a bearish trend here. So I do have to respect that trend. I'm not going to be expecting to see price just completely reverse. It can do, but I'm not going to call that move, because it's not likely. I'm not in the business of not likely, I'm in the business of likely things. So if AUD CAD can hold into this, which so far is doing very, very well, I would expect to see AUD CAD move back into these highs up there, or go and test that daily trend line. So AUD CAD looks good for a move to the upside. AUD CHF, not the best, because it did take that big dive to the downside, so it does give me a bit of the heebie-jeebies, which is why NZD CHF is a lot better to trade. But if AUD CHF can clear this level here, then we'll be looking at a nice continuation, because you can see here, kind of similar to AUD CAD, we formed that head and shoulders here, but price has broke through that neckline there. You can see the head, left shoulder, sorry, the head, the right shoulder, and then we broke to the upside. So I was looking for a test of that neckline for price to continue up. It's kind of broke underneath that neckline, but again, there's nothing to say that now it's completely invalid. It might be price just breaking slightly below to break back above, and then we could see the continuation. So if AUD CHF can get above this level, we'll still look for the retest of that neckline, and then a push into those wicks up here would be a nice move. So I'm pretty much bullish on all the AUD pairs. Again, it's still underneath that area, so it's not confirmed yet. If price still does hold this as resistance, we could easily see price come down, but I'm not really interested in that move down. I'm interested in the move up, so we'll be waiting for price to get above, retest, and then push on. If it does push on here, I'll just reanalyze the chart and see potentially where we could go next. But yeah, get above that neckline, 0.68, again, nice psychological level. We'll look for buys back into these highs up here around 0.69. So AUD looking for that move. AUD this one a little bit dodgy, however, not the cleanest pair. Again, the real level I'm looking to see price test is all the way down here at 82, which is still a mile off of where price is right now. So this one could see some more downside. I wouldn't be surprised if we do that. Again, looking to the left, there's a lot of choppy price action around here. You could argue this is all consolidation really, and price is kind of breaking back inside of that. So for me, looking at it from a higher time perspective, AUD is definitely not a clean pair for me to trade. It is coming back into this kind of area of demand here, because you can see price, a lot of momentum, stalled a little bit, then it gave us a big push of momentum. So it's coming into a strong area of demand, which if price does hold, we might see some upside, but it's nothing for me to go bank a trade on or look to enter a position. So yes, we might see some upside, but it's nothing that I'm willing to trade. We still do have this resistance here. Price might want to go retest. So yes, we might see some upside for AUD but there's better opportunities out there, and I'm not looking to trade that one. So AUD, can see some strength. There's a couple levels that I'm expecting price to break, which hasn't broken yet, but essentially I'm looking for price to continue. And like I said, this trade might take the whole week to play out, but we will see. We'll see how it plays out. Hello Rex, how are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. When will I visit Africa? I already have visited Africa. But whereabouts? Because you're from Uganda, aren't you? So when I'm going to visit Uganda, I don't know. I haven't set a date, to be honest. I mean, I need to see if I can actually fly first from the UK. You know, if that's actually prohibited, but I don't know, maybe next year, maybe the year after. I have no idea. I haven't planned to go anywhere really just yet. But yeah, who knows, maybe a little trip to Uganda. Never been, would like to go. Hey Rex, any pairs you're looking at? Any pairs that catch your fancy? We haven't looked at gold yet this morning, and gold's not looking like it's got a lot of momentum inside of it. Maybe that's why not a lot of people mentioned it yet, or maybe you guys are. I have no idea, but yeah, gold not looking the best. It looks like it's on its way back to these highs up here. Again, very strong daily resistance. You can see very strong 3 reactions from this level, argue a 4th there. And yeah, I think price is just on its way, to that level. It's not too far off it. Obviously momentum is drying up. You can see down the 4H, you know, that's about on the 5-6 wicks to the upside there, so definitely seeing some depletion there. But I think I wouldn't look to go short now, because it could be a trap for a lot of traders. You know, seeing all those wicks, they go short just for price to make its way a few pips up before it does, you know, see the move to the downside. So I'll probably wait for gold, but you're coming into that 1830 area, very strong daily zone, and I probably would expect to see some downside. Again, I did highlight this area on my weekly analysis. If you haven't checked that out, you know, feel free to go do so. It's on the channel now. I did say gold could be forming a little bit of a range between these two levels, 1805 and 1830. You might see gold push up, push down a couple times before it probably does break to the upside or breaks down. You know, we don't know yet. But yeah, I think we'll probably see a bit of a range form between these two levels. You can see last time when we did come into this zone, if we look left, we reacted very strongly straight into that area. We broke through, of course, and retested and continued. But I think this time we'll probably retest this level and then maybe start to hold it. And there could be some nice longs to take back in. So for gold, the plan for the week is literally just to trade the range between 1830 and 1805, 1808. Right now it's almost there, so again I'll probably just wait a little bit to see if price can make that extra push up, and again think about it from, you know, a manipulation perspective. You know, a lot of stop losses will just be above this wick right now. So again, you know, if you think about from liquidity and manipulation, if price was to go and hit that zone, it would be taking out a lot of stop losses above this level, which then could give it, you know, the liquidity it needs to see that range back down. Doesn't have to, it could drop from where it is right now, but that's the zone I'm focusing on for price to get into, and it makes sense if that move does happen. So we could be seeing that happen, sharp move up, sharp move down, grab liquidity, and then the move down, and then yeah, we'll be looking to go long from this support again. But yeah, gold, the plan for the week is literally just to trade that range. I can speak for a second. If we do break through that, I'm not too sure, because we could see the breakout, but I feel like price will probably retrace first. So I think if we do break out, it's most likely going to be a false break. Yes, we could, and obviously if it's a real break, we'll look for the retest and then the continuation, but I feel like it's most likely going to be false, because again, there's definitely be a lot of liquidity above these highs here. Because again, we've funded some crazy moves to the downside from that level, and again, we haven't really seen any manipulation really. And gold is definitely known for a lot of its manipulation. You know, big wicks, you know, and then giving you sharp, aggressive moves. So gold is definitely known for that, and this is a very strong area of resistance where a lot of people will be looking to get to sells, which hasn't been, you know, false break or any wicks or anything. So we could see a break of that and then a sharp move back in as well. So it is something to take into account. But yeah, just simply looking to trade that range this week. If you do get a breakout, then we'll look to get involved. Probably if it's a good setup. But yeah, gold, looking to trade that range. Yeah, the cost of living is fairly high in London. I mean, I live on the outskirts, so it's not too bad over here. But yeah, it does get quite expensive. You know, central London, very, very expensive. You know, it costs £10 to breathe in there. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's very, very expensive. Hey Jay, how are you doing? USD, sure thing. Haven't looked at this pair yet. So yeah, USD is looking good. It's a pair on my watch list, but I've gone for AUD/USD instead. Again, USD and AUD/USD are very, very similar pairs, so I'm not going to trade both of them. But yeah, I've got a long trade on AU, but I've also been looking at a long for NZD as well. So essentially, NZD/USD is now back into this kind of range, kind of area, which is definitely, you know, raising my eyebrows for some good long opportunities. To take it back into 0.73 up there. So if I just draw that range for you quickly, you can see, okay, today please, we had a really nice support here, which price was just stuck between this kind of resistance here and that support, and we're just fluctuating, bit of a false break there, but we're just fluctuating another false break between this zone for ages until it actually had its breakout to the downside. So price is now back into this area. If I zoom out, you can see price is now back into that area. Had the false break inside of it, and now it's actually retesting, and it's confirmed that it's holding as support with that bullish engulfing there on the daily. So for me, USD most likely will see a swing back to these highs up there. So again, if you're a swing trader, you can look for some swing positions. If you're a day trader, you know, you can expect to see a bullish trend form and just look to ride the pullbacks to the upside into 0.73. We do obviously have this daily resistance just above us here, which could track price a little bit. So we might see a push up, but price might get stuck here. We might fluctuate before we do see the break. But you know, as long as we stay above this 0.71, there's a good possibility we'll make it to 0.73 up there. So as the USD overall does still kind of have bearish structure, you can see the push, pullback, push, pullback, push, aggressive pullback, but could still be a dump to the downside. So I'm looking for USD to see what will happen at this level here. You can see we're putting some nice wicks here. So I'm looking for USD to put in a higher low over here, and then looking for that swing back to highs, back to 0.72, this resistance, and then hopefully into 0.73 all the way up there, and just fill that daily range to the upside. Again, there's a lot of pips to grab, so you don't have to look to trade the whole move. Again, it's about what, 150 pips. You don't have to look to trade the whole move, but there is a nice swing opportunity there for USD to go long. So yeah, if you can see a retest of this level, I'll probably say look for longs here, because that will form us a higher low, and we might be seeing that continuation. It also looks like we've broken through this trend line here as well, so we might be seeing the retest of that trend line now as support, plus that zone there on the left, and then that could be a really nice long. And you can probably look for some opportunities on the hourly time frame to have to look for on the 4H, and take it back into those highs. Then if you want to, all the way up there as well. But yeah, USD looking very, very good. Like I said, I'm already in AUD/USD. I'm not going to trade both pairs. Maybe if AUD/USD gets into a healthy profit, then I can move that to break even, and then maybe look for an opportunity on this pair. But they're very, very similar pairs. So if USD makes this move up, most likely AUD will make the move up. Maybe not at the same time or at the same pace, but they eventually will make the same move in the same direction, really. So yeah, USD, if we can hold this support down here around the 0.71400, look for some longs here, hourly, 4H, maybe even 30-minute. You know, if you're confident on the lower time frames, you can really maximize your risk reward back to the daily highs up there, and then maybe up there as well. So yeah, USD looking good. Got the daily candle confirmation, just waiting for lower time frame retest and continuation, and for that push long. And also DXY does have some downside if we do see this bearish swing, which will obviously help NZD USD move up, because we've got this channel here forming. You can see price has been testing those highs of that channel numerous times and has formed this low channel here, which is tested 1, 2, 3 times. So we could be seeing a push into that lower trend line for a fourth test, maybe even a breakout if we're looking for a reversal. So that move to the downside could happen. We've got this, if I just move that zone out of the way. Actually, no, we do have that weekly zone on the left. If I just point out that weekly zone, which price is just about wicked into, but I want to move out of the way anyway. So yeah, it looks like price is finding resistance here. We've seen rejection 1, 2, 3 times. So this is telling us that price potentially could be getting ready for the move to the downside. You know, if you were continuing to go long, you would expect price to probably have broken through that resistance there with that push, but it didn't. It formed a bearish shooting star, and now we're seeing some bearish momentum. So going on to the 4H, I've been talking about this possible head and shoulders that could form for price to come back, respect this prior high here off this area here. So I push back and then form that head and shoulders, and we could see a nice push, or the break and retest of that could be an opportunity as well. Either which way, DXY does have a lot of downside, but if we start clearing this resistance, then yeah, DXY does look like it's gonna stay bullish. Good morning, Calyptic. I think I pronounced that right. Again, reading is definitely not one of my strengths, more of a mathematician. But yeah, morning. Hope you're doing well. Again, any pairs you want me to take a look at, feel free to share or take a look at them. Again, tell me what time frame you're on, and then yeah, we'll see if we've got any opportunities coming our way. But yeah, definitely DXY. I can see a breakdown, but I think that support breaking is probably going to confirm it, because yes, we could pull back, form a lower high here, and then just come back here and turn bullish. I think this support would definitely be the one that really says, yeah, DXY is bearish, because if you think about it, we've had a push, a pullback, forming that higher low and the push, and we all know that if a trend is going to break or a trend is going to reverse, we need to take out that higher low in a bullish trend or that lower high in a bearish trend. So this is the key point that price does need to take out for us to be like, yes, we are definitely bearish and we could be forming a bearish trend. So yes, the head and shoulder does look like a good opportunity, but it might just be a trade into there for price to turn bullish. But yeah, a break of that neckline will be great, and then yeah, I can see a push to that lower trend line, which will definitely help NZD USD with that swing to those highs. ADUSD, yeah, sure thing. Yeah, a lot of people have blown a lot of accounts trading gold. I mean, gold is a difficult pair to trade. You know, if you're just getting into Forex, 100% don't recommend gold. Gold is something that you can move on to later, because it does provide, you know, good moves, but it can be slightly difficult to catch. And there's again a lot of manipulation you do have to watch out for. So yeah, ADUSD on the 30-minute time frame. Again, I've got a long here, but I'll just move that out of the way for a second. Yeah, so on the 30-minute time frame, we do kind of have this bullish push. This is a very key daily zone, just to inform you. Very key daily zone at 0.74, which price is holding, which is, you know, primarily the reason I'm going long on this. But from a 30-minute perspective, we do have this bearish trend, which did turn bullish here, as you can see, with this bullish structure, higher highs, higher lows. Not the most convincing bullish trend. It could just be retracement for price to continue down. But from a 30-minute perspective, we'll come back into these highs here, as you can see, and it does look like price is rejecting it. So the only reason why I'm not looking to take advantage of a short here for AU is simply because from a higher time frame, I expect to see price go up. Again, you know, that's just my analysis. It could be wrong, but I'm expecting price to go up. So I wouldn't be so keen on taking shorts. If I was you, I'd probably wait for an opportunity to go long. If price can break above this area here, and then there could be a nice long opportunity, or you can go short but I probably wouldn't push it past this level here, because it's a very strong daily zone that price has been rejecting, you know, quite aggressively, and it has done in the past as well. So yeah, there could be some nice temporary shorts to the downside, a quick day trade, maybe a few candles to the downside back into the zone. Or I think a really nice opportunity could be the long on the flip of that resistance as support, and look into that high there on the left at 0.74700. And the risk to reward looks a lot healthier in my opinion as well. Well, not really in my opinion, it is 43 pips to about 30. So the risk reward is better to the upside, but it's up to you. Again, I've got a long bias on this one, so I wouldn't be inclined to take shorts. But you know, if you think price is looking good for the short, which it is in terms of price action, there could be a nice drop into that level. But if you can break above this, then the retest of that will be a nice long opportunity back into that level up there. So I hope that provides some analysis. Happy to help, bro. Happy to help. Again, any other pairs you're looking at, you know, feel free to share. Feel free to share. We'll take a look at it together. Okay, yeah, sure. So sorry about that. Okay, I'm not the best with Streamlabs, but we'll see if I can get that going. There we go. Okay, I think I solved that problem very, very efficiently there. I thought I was going to make a meal of that. Okay, not bad. Yeah, hopefully you can see it now. I mean, my webcam is just underneath it, but it does show the, you know, the letters up there. It doesn't show the whole Australian dollar USD. But yeah, hopefully you can see that. If not, you know, I can try and move it again. But yeah, hopefully that as well. But yeah, so currently in the long here for AUD/USD, stop loss below that previous low, and yeah, looking for a push into those highs. So we'll see how that goes. Again, this is a swing trade for the week, so again, if it does play out, I'll probably be in it for the rest of the week. So we'll see how that gets on. The risk reward, you know, does make sense. So it's almost a 1 to 3, and yeah, we're holding that key level down the daily. So if we can hold that and continue, we'll be looking good. But the main thing I'm looking for is DXY weakness for this trade to really kick on. If you can get underneath that, then continue. But I'm also looking at to see what happens with Euro USD as well. Again, if we see a high momentum candle pushing through, it might mean that we see some DXY strength for the time being, and Euro USD does push off. Same with Pound USD, which is testing a very, very key level, which I'll probably rather trade than Euro USD because it's just a little bit more clearer. You can see a very clear support, now time resistance, and a very clear range of where we expect price to go. You know, if this trade does play out, very, very clear. If it breaks above, then we'll probably look for a push into the previous high, or maybe into a trend line because we are making lower highs. So something like that, into that trend line. So very, very simple. Break above that level there, we'll look for a push into the trend line. If not, and we reject this zone, we'll look for a push back into lows. Maybe look to continue it because we are in a bearish trend. We most likely will see some lower lows if we, of course, we do see that rejection off that. We do have a good chance of putting lower lows in, but I'll probably just look to trade it into that support because we might be reversing back at that level. So yeah, if we can reject this, sells, get above that, we'll look for buys into the trend line. I think I might just leave Euro USD alone because again, it's a little bit choppy in this range here. Pound USD seems to be flowing a lot better. Again, if you're looking at Euro USD, I'll probably say if you can hold that, we'll probably see a continuation back down into those lows. So yes, that does look good, but for me, Pound USD looks better. I think the risk reward is obviously better as well. So yeah, I'll probably recommend trading Pound USD. Only thing is that Euro Pound, you can see for the time being right now, Euro is a little bit weaker than the Pound, but again, that could change potentially. So yeah, we'll probably focus more on the Pound, see if you can get something there. Again, the previous candle here is very, very bullish here. You can see I closed at 10, so when the 4H candle closed, 10 GMT, very, very strong bullish candle. So I wouldn't get short on pounds, simply because that's a very bullish candle, and I want to see price give me an equal strong reaction to the downside. So far we've seen a slight bearish candle. Again, that's probably price reacting with the levels on, but in context to the price action coming in, it doesn't make too much sense to get short just yet. We need to see price really confirm to us that yes, from a candlestick point of view, you know, the structure is shifting and the bears are starting to take control, and bulls starting to take profit, or you know, just exit their position. So we'll be looking for price to at least mirror this candle here. So this candle really does have to push on, close bearish. If it does close below the wicks, even better. But yeah, we need to see price really kick on. I mean, this candle's got what, 26 minutes before it closes on the hourly, so momentum right now is not looking good. Maybe it's going to be waiting for New York session, or I don't know, maybe there's some news coming out late today. I haven't actually checked news, so I will check now. Yeah, I will check USD CHF in a second, just bear with me. I just want to see if you've got any news announcements coming out that I've missed, because I haven't actually checked the news for today, so I don't know if you've got something brewing up. Okay, so we've had some Euro news. Okay, so yeah, we do have some USD news. We've got a speech coming out in about 2.5 hours that might cause something. Again, I have no idea if it's going to be bullish or bearish, so you know, there's no point of asking me if that's going to be bullish or bearish, because I just don't know. But maybe that speech is what's going to give a bit of a catalyst for this either to push up through that zone or respect it and give us a nice confirmation that price is rejecting that. But besides that, we've got some AD news coming at the end of the day. But besides that, it's pretty much just low impact and medium impact news. So yeah, we've got a high impact at 2. So maybe that will cause something, but so far there's not much on today besides that news event. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe that will give us the confirmation, like I said, because right now not much momentum, and compared to that bullish candle, we need to see a little bit more there. Okay, yeah, we do have news. USD CHF, sure thing. So yeah, USD CHF, I'm actually looking to get short on this one. If price can get below that zone there for me, for that break and retest, because from a high time frame perspective, we've got this kind of weekly range here between this resistance here, which price has rejected nicely, and this support here as well. And we've just seen price kind of fluctuate between that level. And you can see recently, price has held on to this level here, 0.93. From a weekly perspective, and I'm simply expecting price to come in and just tap into this low here and just complete that range. So I'm overall bearish on USD until that zone. However, excuse me, my throat's starting to dry up. However, price is looking a little bit choppy now. You can see on the daily we're coming into this support here on the left, so we're kind of running out a bit of steam. And running out of that bearish momentum, which means we might retrace a little bit more first, maybe form a major lower high and then fall to the downside, or we might just continue to fall. We'll see what happens. I've drawn this support here because this is obviously where price has tried to break through a number of times and has failed to do so. So I'm waiting for to see if price can get underneath that, retest it, and then drop. And then look for some positions on that retest. Again, risk reward looking very, very healthy as well. If not, and we respect this support, then USD CHF might turn bullish with a break of that trend line. So if you are looking for longs for USD CHF, I'll probably wait for price to push on first, a higher low somewhere, and then look for some swings, because USD CHF is kind of trapped between that trend line and obviously that support, and it's kind of squeezing in between these areas here. So either might snap up or it might snap down, and when it does get that move, you'll know which way it's going. Look for some retrace, and you can look to enter your positions there. But USD CHF right now still respecting that support, and it's coming back into that trend line. So we'll see how price reacts with that trend line. You can see previously strong reactions from that, might produce another one, no idea, it might go and break through. But essentially holding to that trend line, nice move down. If not, we'll break through and we'll look for some buying opportunities. Again, because I do have that overall bias of price still heading down, I wouldn't look to probably buy this pair. If I do, I definitely wouldn't look to hold on to the buy trade for too long. I'll probably look for a push into this area here, because we had a really nice resistance here and support, which price might retest, which could be a nice move for price to come back down. So yeah, if you are looking to go long, I probably max would hold on to it to this zone. So break through that higher low somewhere, or probably a bit more convincing break higher low somewhere, and then the push. So yeah, max I'll probably look to hold on to that resistance. Probably look to sell from that resistance actually if it does get there. But yeah, if it can break through that, I'm primarily looking for that break and retest, and yeah, to get short on this guy back down into those lows there. So that's what I'm looking for USD CHF, but it all depends what happens with that trend line and that support. They're kind of squeezing together, so maybe again we've got some news coming out too. Maybe that's the catalyst for the breakout up or the breakout down. I mean, right now it's looking very, very strong right now. I don't know if there's weakness in the CHF or USD is just very, very strong, but it's flying off right now. Is the other pound pairs doing that? I mean, not pound pairs, USD pairs. USD CAD, not really. Euro USD, it's doing it a little bit. But yeah, CHF is just flying off. Is CHF weak? Okay, CHF is quite weak. Yeah, pound CHF is moving up. Euro CHF moving up. So yeah, CHF is very, very weak right now. Again, I just looked at not the technical, sorry. I looked at the calendar. There wasn't really any CHF news that I could see of any red folder high impact. So I think it's just CHF just being really, really weak right now. But yeah, CHF looks like if it does break through this, I'm expecting CHF to continue a lot lower. We've got this level here on the daily, which I'm expecting price to come into and retest. Because again, we've seen a very, very aggressive push. I think we need to retrace some of that move. So under this, there could be a really nice break and retest opportunity for this, which I'll probably have my eye on. We'll see what happens. But yeah, CHF JPY looking good. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities in the market this week. From what I'm seeing, there's a lot of opportunities. So again, recently slightly been a bit dry, but I'm seeing a lot of opportunities right now. So yeah, CHF JPY hold underneath that break and retest, could be some nice sells. USD CHF might be trying to break through that trend line there, so we could be looking at some longs if it does. If not, and we come back down, then the break and retest, like I said. Pound USD, again, need to see what happens at this level. So far, again, nothing too much. Again, compared to that bullish candle, definitely not what we're looking for. And again, that's another tip, guys, that candlestick patterns are very good, very, very effective, but you need to have something that filters out everything, because not every bullish engulfing candle or bearish engulfing candle will work, and you probably know that already. But there's certain things you can look out for which will increase the odds of that bullish engulfing or bearish engulfing candle working out. And another thing to look at is obviously look at the previous price action coming into a level, previous price action before you do get the bearish engulfing. If price is moving very, very slow, very choppy like this, and then you see a nice bearish engulfing like that, that's a very, very good confirmation that price is having a big shift and most likely will continue down. So that has a very good probability of price running down. When price is moving very, very impulsive, so price is doing big candles, not much retracement, and then you see just a little bearish engulfing there, the most likely is price might move a little bit, but then it will probably go against you. Why? Momentum is definitely not in your favor. And that's essentially what you break it down to, momentum. You want to be trading with the momentum, not against it. So clearly here, momentum is definitely bullish. If price is going to reverse, we need to see price kind of mirror that bearish candle, or maybe come back, retest it, and then give us a nice engulfing like that, a nice bearish engulfing, double top, and that could be a nice sell. But right now, with that momentum there, it's not something that we want to trade against, especially when the first candle is looking like that. Compared to that, it's probably not even 50% of that candle. So not going to focus on that too much. Again, Euro USD, how's that one looking? Euro USD, again, like I said, Here's another tip as well, looking at the wicks there. That wick there is probably about 60% of that candle, or maybe 50%, somewhere around there. If the wick is the same size as the candle, momentum not good as well. You want to be entering where wick is no more than 20% of the candle, really. Again, that's just not it's not something that I've calculated. 20% is just something that you measure with your eyes, really. But yeah, I'm looking for price to come back and retest this, confirm some sells, and then there could be some nice sells to the downside. But right now, too much wick rejection, not looking too good, and pounds obviously still too bullish. But those pairs I do have on the watch list for some sells. If not, and we break above, then we'll look for the continuation. Again, AU, I'm still in the longs there, so we'll see how that gets going. Again, this is pretty much an hourly stroke 4H trade, but I'm going on the hourly there with the stop loss there, so we'll see how that one plays out. Again, could see a retest of this zone, and we'll be looking for a second opportunity, but we'll see how that gets going. Hey MJ, AU stuck in that range? Yeah, AU is stuck in that range. I was hopefully expecting price when I was entering just to go and break through that. Again, I wasn't really looking to get and break and retest because that's kind of small time frames. I'm not really looking to trade that. But yeah, I'm looking to trade that AU swing to the upside. And yeah, it is stuck in that resistance there. So we might see price start to fluctuate a little bit. Maybe you can take this zone here to the left and use that as support, really. Support, turn, resistance. So yeah, that could be a level you could look to to focus on. But yeah, I'm essentially looking for AU to pop to the upside. If it doesn't go and break through, then it might come for the retest of this low here, and I'm considering this to be my higher lows for the new bullish trend I'm expecting to form. So that's the actual low. Then we've got the higher low, next higher low, which happened during the Asian. So I'm expecting price to continue. It might come and retest the low, but I'm overall expecting it to continue. If it does break through this low here, it's most likely going to head back down to that level there, which is not what I want to be trading. I want to be trading a bullish push and a bullish momentum with higher lows to those highs. So yeah, AU stuck a little bit. Again, you can consider that a lot of pairs stuck. Euro's kind of stuck where it is right now. So USD pairs are kind of making their decisions whether it's going to go long or not. You can see the past 1, 2, 3 candles for your USD hasn't been very, very decisive. So look on the lower time frames, it might be a little bit messy there. Pound USD, we've seen a lot of bullish momentum recently, but it's reacting with that daily. So yeah, they're making their minds up, these USD pairs, if they're ready to break up and continue, or they want to see some downside. And then again, it's just our job to work out which way they want to go, and then look to take trades in that direction, of course. So yeah, pound USD, again, not much there. I mean, it still does have 40 minutes to close. I mean, I do tell you guys, don't really pay attention to open candles. They can be very, very deceiving. I mean, I've said many times right now that the candle momentum is very, very dead, and it's not big enough for me to go short. But at the same time, I could go away, come back 40 minutes later when this candle's about to close, and it closed very, very aggressively as a bearish engulfing, if you combine the two candles. So, open candles can be deceiving. You don't want to make any decision on open candles, even when you're looking at the daily time frame right now. Daily time frame, you've got this bullish candle here. I'm not really trying to make my decision off that, because this could flip bearish by the end of the day, or it could be breaking through and closing bullish by the end of the day. And again, particularly days when we've got news where price can change quite quickly. So pound USD, nothing there yet. We'll check out the hourly close, or the candle closure at least, which is the same thing. And then yeah, we'll make our decision from that. But right now, there's nothing to make our decision on. USDZAR. I haven't looked at USDZAR in ages. Yeah, I last drew that level on there, which was July. But yeah, USDs are okay. USDs are coming back into that level. You know, that's just coincidence, really. Yeah, USDs are very choppy. I mean, overall, it's coming back into a very high, you know, very strong time frame, strong level on the higher time frames. You can see I've kind of drawn this range here. You know, this is my previous analysis on this pair. So yeah, we could actually see a bigger swing to the downside, or we could see the breakout. Right now the market is definitely bearish, it's pulling back into that previous high, so I would probably expect price to continue down. But if it does hold on to this support here, which is all these wicks here, and then hold into that support, we might see another swing back up. First you can see the high, lower high, high, potentially another lower high. We can see that continuation, and obviously there's a lot of momentum down the 4H, so there might be seeing some upside here. Again, depends if the momentum does continue, but yeah, there might be some upside there for USDZAR. But again, it's definitely not a pair that I look at, you know, a lot. I probably looked at this twice or 3 times this year. Yeah, it's an exotic pair. I don't trade exotics. I used to trade the peso, USDMXN. Very volatile, and yeah, it's probably worse than gold, I would say. Hey Chia, how are you doing? Yeah, sure thing. I'll take a look at them. USD CAD and then CHF. Whether to trade. I taught myself, essentially, taught myself how to trade. Well, my dad did introduce me into trading, but yeah, I'm pretty much taught myself. Okay, so yeah, USD CAD, I'm bearish on USD CAD. I'm expecting price to come back down to these lows, 1.23, back into those daily lows there. Price is just about wicked into this daily zone here, so you can see support, very strong reaction to the upside, and now it's going to be retesting as resistance. So we've just about tapped into that daily zone. We've rejected it quite well, I'd say, not the most aggressive. You can see momentum isn't really there, but we rejected that level, and I'm expecting price to come down. I think the safest entry probably be waiting for a break of that trend line here, going up and then taking some shorts down on the break and retest, something like that, back down to those lows. It's in a range now, so I'm looking for price to break to the downside, and then at least retest the zone and then get short from there. If not, retest the trend line, then get short. But yeah, USD CAD, I'm very bearish on this one, but there's no clear entry for me to get involved. So I'm waiting for price to break that trend line, give me a lower high somewhere, and then take some shorts. But yeah, USD CAD, you know, I'm bearish on this one, even from all time frames, really, daily, weekly, even monthly. It looks like price is pushing to the downside here. This looks like it's going to be forming a lower high for price to get back down to these lows here. So yeah, and we do have this really nice weekly zone here on the left, which you can see support, resistance, will be acting as a weekly resistance. I'm expecting price to see some downside from. So yeah, I'm expecting that move to the downside there for USD CAD. But again, safe bet is probably wait for a trend line break, because you might find support here at the trend line again, which might take us to go and retest the weekly resistance before we do dump off. You know, price might form a double top or something. We have no idea. So I think the safest option, wait for a break of the trend line. And then yeah, shorts back down to the lows, and then NZCHF, again, this was looking very good for continuation to the upside, also looking bullish there. NZCHF, you know, I was looking at this kind of range here on the daily chart. You can see nice zone here at 0.66200 and 0.64800. Price has been trapped between this zone quite nicely. It broke to the downside, false break there. Then we've got the true break with the retest, continuation, retest, continuation. Broke above, bit indecisive here, and now we've had the first time prices come back and really confirm this as support. They're really since all the way there, so I think we're going to see a continuation back to the highs of this, and also we do have a bullish trend in place here as well. Push, pullback, push, expecting a pullback, and now looking for the continuation. So NZD-CHF, I'm looking at price getting back to highs. As for entries, it's a little bit choppy, I do have to admit. I'm looking at primarily this kind of area here for entries if price can break above this area, which it did. However, it's kind of a bit messy on the retest there, but retest this and then continue up. Again, this is a 4H time frame, so you can probably drop lower. We'll get a nice bullish candle there on the hourly, so maybe that could be an entry signal. Or you could wait for price to push on a little bit, form another higher low, and then look to get long. Either which way, really, I'm expecting price to make its way back to the highs at 0.66200. So yeah, NZD-CHF looking very, very good. It's also broken through this trend line here on the left as well. As you can see, I think maybe, you know, just about retesting it there with that wick. So we've got a break and retest of that wick, and maybe, you know, if momentum continues, a break and retest of that zone as well. So yeah, best place to obviously get long was probably down here, but with way price shaping up, there could be a nice long setup there. I'm expecting price to push into those highs up there. So NZD-CHF looking good. Overall, I'm expecting NZD pairs to be going up, NZD-CHF, NZD-CAD, NZD-USD. So I wouldn't be looking to get short on the NZD pairs. And AUD, I'm expecting to follow, but AUD a little bit weak now, having a tough time moving up. So we'll see what happens there. I think CHF has been quite weak, which is what's helping NZD-CHF in particular move to the upside quite nicely. But yeah, I'm still expecting that pair to go up. Yeah, Euro AUD, we'll take a look at that, no problem, and then I'll move on to NZJPY and gold. So yeah, Euro AUD, I do see a nice opportunity for this one. I've been looking at this pair since last week, coming into this week. I still do have a short bias for this one, because again, price has seen some crazy downside. I was expecting this just to be retracement for price to get down to these lows, because I think this is overall like a weekly lower high. So I'm expecting price to make its way to these lows and probably, you know, go past them. Price has moved into recently a really key area of support and resistance here on the left. As you can see here, you know, really strong support there, resistance, held support, and gave us that really strong move to the upside. Now you can see price has been having some wicks into this zone, so we're obviously seeing some really nice rejection down the daily, and we could be seeing a nice dump back down to these lows. I'm not really looking for that push because that's about 350 pips. Not really you know, interested in 350 pips. I'm looking for a push into these lows, which is still a big push. It's probably about 200 pips, or maybe a little bit less. But yeah, we'll be looking for a push into those lows. So how I'm planning to trade it is essentially wait for a break and retest of this level that price is kind of trading above, because we had this nice zone here which sent price down last week or the week before. Price has pushed above it, so I'm waiting for price to give us this head and shoulders kind of pattern here, with the left shoulder there, the head. I'm looking for a break underneath, the retest to form the right shoulder, and then yeah, we'll be looking for a swing back down into these lows. And then maybe if we get a retest line neckline before we make our way down, that could be a second entry possibility, and take this further. But yeah, just waiting for that break and retest, keep things simple, and then yeah, if we get some nice price action there, I will be looking for those lows. And then if I just measure that again, yeah, it's over 200 pips, so a lot of pips to catch to the downside. So yeah, I hope that analysis helped there for Euro AUD. NZJPY, again for this one, a little bit choppy. So when I was analysing this one earlier, I wasn't too sure because I can see reasons why price might want to go down and up at the same time. So it's not a pair I'm looking to trade. When I look at a pair and I get reasons to go both ways, I kind of just leave it alone. You know, I only trade the pairs. But I look at pairs both ways generally. So if it can go up or down. But when I get an overwhelming, you know, reason of why one particular pair can move in a direction up or down, those are the pairs I look to trade. NZJPY, I can see price moving up and down kind of equal fashion. You can see we do have really nice resistance here, which price broke through, and normally when you get these significant highs, you do expect price to eventually come back and retest. Never got the retest when we did see the break, so I'm expecting price to trickle down and come and retest it. And we are putting those lower highs, so we could see that happen. However, price for NZD right now is quite bullish against a lot of pairs. JPY not so much, but it is bullish. I'm expecting NZD to be, seeing a lot of strength over the next few days to the upside. So it doesn't make sense if I'm expecting price to come down if I'm expecting NZD to be strong. So see if I'm wrong on one of them. NZD doesn't want to come down, or NZD is going to be weak. So again, I'm not too sure which one I'm going to be wrong on, therefore I'm not really seeing any probable trading opportunity. If you are looking to stick with the trend which price is kind of forming here on the 4H, you can wait for a push and a pullback and then push into those lows, or I'll probably say the best opportunity is just to wait to see if price does make this move down, and you could be looking at buys here to take this long on the break and retest of that level to take that to the upside, which is probably a better opportunity. But yeah, it's a little bit choppy here. You can see NZJPY was kind of borderline consolidating, or kind of was consolidating here last week, and it looks like it's starting to break to the downside. So yeah, if you are looking for opportunities, I'll probably say sells, putting those lower highs, looking like we're moving down, and I can see a push into that level. But again, I'm expecting NZD strength, so it kind of contradicts itself a little bit. So yeah, I would say if I was you, if you're looking to get involved, I'll probably wait for a push into that level. If you really want to get involved, then probably sells, but I'm not convinced just yet for that position, but it could be wrong. Gold, yeah, gold. So gold is trading in that range as well. It looks really, really good for gold. It's not quite there yet, but I'm looking at trading gold within this range of resistance at 1830, and this level here at 1807. So I'm looking for gold to simply fluctuate between these two levels until it makes a decision which way it wants to break out to, either up or down. So gold not quite yet at that level there. I'm looking for price to get there. Again, I was just speaking to everyone about the stop losses above this level. That price might want to go manipulate before it does move down, but it looks like it's just taking out those highs there, so it might have really done that. Not too sure. You could see the momentum come through now, but previously, before that wick was forming there, I said to everyone that we got a lot of stop loss above this high here. We could see manipulation of that before price does move down. I was looking for price to manipulate it into the level though, and then come down. It looks like it might have just missed out, or it might still want to push on. Either which way, I would say wait for price to get into that resistance, because the way I look to trade, I look to trade in the areas of value. Just because price action is looking good doesn't mean I'm going to trade it. If it's not in an area of value, it's not a trade that I'm looking for. So I would like to see gold shift into that level there, put another high into that level, and then sell off. And then yeah, targets will be at that range. You can see last time we were here, very aggressive sell-off, broke past that zone, but this time we're just going to be looking for a push into this level here. Then if you can hold that, probably buys back up, and just like I said, play the range there for gold between 1830 and kind of 1807. ADNSD short thing. ADNSD overall still quite bearish on this pair, being a little bit choppy, but I'm expecting price to come back down into these lows. I think we should have a candle closure there as well, so we're going to look at how some of the USD pairs closed. But yeah, looking for AUDNSD to get back down to these lows here, 1.03, maybe even some lower lows as well. Again, you can see on the weekly time frame here, price has put in, oh, that's not the tool I wanted, has put in a nice break and retest of that high there on the left. So formed the support, broke, retested, and I'm expecting price to simply come back down into these lows. Might break through, might not, but the probability of price coming to those lows for ADNSD after that nice sharp retest is quite high. So I'm expecting that downtrend to continue. If you're looking at opportunities, you can either look to see what happens at this level here and potentially look for some buys if we hold it, or wait for price to retrace a little bit more and get some sells to the downside. We had nice support here, which price has not retested just about. You can see we broke through there last week, or maybe this week, last week, and we haven't quite retested that area. So price still has a bit of an upside left to it if it wants to retest, but essentially ADNSD I'm expecting to sell off to the downside, back down to those lows. So yeah, ADNSD more downside, back down to lows, maybe even further as well. So hope that analysis helped there on that one. Again, QIV, if you want to learn, about trading or some, introductory videos, I do have some videos on my channel. So, just feel free, go for my channel on the Forex education playlist. There's a lot of content on there that can, provide you for a nice stepping stone into trading. So feel free to go check that out if you wanted to. Yeah, you respect people that trade USDZR. I mean, fair play, I respect them too, because it's a choice. You don't have to trade USDZR, but if you choose to, then fair play. Yeah, sure, we'll look at pound JPY. I just want to see how some of these candlesticks have closed. So Euro USD looking quite bearish there, as you can see. Nice bearish close. You might be starting to sell off now, so maybe if you can come back, form a lower high at this level. Again, a really nice head and shoulders could be setting up there. You guys can tell I like my head and shoulder patterns. So yeah, we could be seeing a nice move to the downside there. Again, just about wicked into that, but again, I think that's about 6 a.m. So I was asleep during that period, but nice sell off, lower high, can get some confirmations here. I think we could be seeing a nice move into those lows. Pound USD, again guys, that's another reason why to wait for candle closure. I mean, it's not the best still, it's still coming into this area. You can still see a push up for pound, still coming into that lower time frame trend line. But if we see this momentum continue, it might be good for some sells. So pound USD and Euro USD looking good for the rejection. But yeah, we'll see how they get on. Again, it's coming up to the end of the stream, but I will do a quick run through pound JPY. So yeah, pound JPY looking for longs for this one. Price is coming into a very key level of daily support. As you can see, prior support here, resistance there, turn support, looking for price to hold this and see a move to the upside. It's a little bit choppy here on the 4H, so I'm not looking to get into trades just now, but if we can break through this area, there could be some nice trades on the retest and some long opportunities to take this higher. But right now we're a little bit messy going through that kind of zone, and we still might want to come and retest this zone a little bit deeper before we do push on. So price is a little bit sideways here, wait for price to break out, confirm to us that yes, in fact we are rejecting this level, and we could be looking for some entries. So I'll wait for the break and retest of that resistance / consolidation. Then can see some longs into this support here. Never got retested. That'll be a nice target, or this zone all the way up there as well, which will be a nice target if we do make that move. But yeah, pound JPY, I'm looking at longs so far. It's still bearish, still moving sideways, so it's not meeting my conditions yet. But maybe if we can break out, then we could be seeing some nice long opportunities. Am I bullish or bearish in USD? Good question. I'm actually not too sure. I am yet, to be honest to you, because I can see reasons for DXY heading up, and I can also see some reasons for DXY heading down. Overall, I'll probably want DXY to move down because I can see a really nice setup for the DXY if that does play out. But I'm essentially bearish if the DXY can break through this low here. I said that we might rebound from this to form a lower high to then sell off, giving us that head and shoulders. But essentially, if we can get underneath this and hold that as resistance, I think DXY will be coming down, because this is our previous high or low. So you can see the push, the pullback, and then the push. So if we do take out this, structure will be changing, and we could be seeing a continuation to the downside. So for me, I probably would have to say I'm slightly bullish on DXY, but it's nothing that I'm overly convinced about. But because we've rejected this daily zone so many times now, 1, 2, 3, it's telling us that we might be ready to reverse. And also we do have this bearish channel that I think price might eventually fill to the downside. So yeah, I'm a bit on the fence for the DXY. I think because we just got a bit of a bearish engulfing there, we might see price push on a little bit from this support into that level. Then if we do form a lower high, there could be some nice sales to take this one back down again. Ooh, subscriber, love to see that. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, much appreciated there. But yeah, I wouldn't give my bias just yet, because I'm not too sure. I mean, I could see a brief move up, so I think short term maybe bullish, but it's nothing that, you know, I'm willing to put money on just yet. So yeah, get underneath that level, I'll be bearish. I think if you start taking out some highs here, you know, I'll be turning, you know, confidently bullish, and then we can look for opportunities there, really to take advantage of that. But nothing there yet for me to be, you know, over the moon about. But yeah, guys, it is coming up to that. Well, it has come up to the end of the stream actually. You know, like always, I'm gonna do a quick rundown of some of the pairs that I do have on my watch list for the week. You know, what pairs we can look to trade. But yeah, essentially, it's come to the end of the stream. Like I said to you guys, Euro USD looking good for some sales if we can keep up that rejection. Again, I did say I'd rather trade pounds, so I think I'll probably stick to that. But if we can form something like this, there could be a nice sell to the downside, back down into those lows. Pound didn't give me the best candle closure compared to that previous bullish push there. You can see if you combine these two bearish candles, we still haven't really engulfed that previous bullish candle, and we're coming back into some support. But essentially, pound USD, if we can reject that level on the daily, I'm expecting a push into those lows. And yeah, we'll be looking at that opportunity there. Maybe a 4H bearish engulfing, sorry, could be a nice trade in the 4H. We'll find out. Still got about a couple hours left before the 4H candle closes. USD CHF, I'm looking at getting short on this one if we can get below this level. Again, that is quite a bullish candle closure, so I'm not too sure if we will. But if we do, you know, I will be there to take the trade, and I will let you guys know in the Telegram. So if you haven't checked that out, you know, feel free to go do so. But a break and retest of that support, I will look to go short back down into those lows. Right now, still too bullish, and looks like it might actually try and break through this trend line here. And if we do, we might be seeing a bigger swing to the upside. And Euro AUD, another pair on my watch list, but this pair does need to get below this level here first, and then nice break and retest, and could be looking at a nice push to the downside back down into those lows there for Euro AUD. But we might continue to push up if we hold this again and turn bullish. I have no idea, but if we do get below, there will be a nice setup. So Euro AUD is on the watch list for the week. NZCHF and NZD and NZD CAD are on the watch list as well, but I want those pairs to pull back a little bit. NZD CAD, you know, in particular, I can see a nice move up. NZD USD as well, I do have this area which I've mapped out, you know, nice support there. If it does pull back into that, I can see that move up. And of course, I'm currently trading AUD/USD, which looks like price might be coming back down into that support. So if we can reject this, I will be looking at putting another entry in to take this long. Still have that bias up, but if we do start taking out this low, you know, of course that trade probably would have failed and probably seen it move to the downside. So if we can hold this support, we'll look for a second position. And again, that'll probably be a better risk reward if we do get a bullish engulfing, something like that. And then, you know, targets at the same place. I might reduce the risk though for the second trade. But again, you can see that's a 4.77. And that one's a 2.86, or around about 2.86. So we'll be looking to see how AUD/USD reacts with that support, and if we can hold it, we'll look for longs. If not, and we break through, then that will invalidate the analysis, and I think we'll probably see a move back down into this level and just see a completion of that zone on the left. You can see here, really nice resistance going across, really nice support. If we do break underneath, price most likely will fill that gap to the downside, so that could also be a nice opportunity on the break and retest, but we'll find out how that plays out. Again, guys, I am live again tomorrow, so I hope you do join me for the stream tomorrow, 10 a.m. GMT to 12 p.m. GMT. Hope I do see you guys there. Yeah, give a like on the stream if you want to, guys. You know, I really do appreciate. If you are enjoying the content, you know, why not? And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more as well. You know, thanks, Chia. Thanks to us for that. Much appreciated, guys. But yeah, the stream is ending, guys, but I will be live tomorrow. So happy trading, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.